Your reading helped my family significantly. I
Good.
mean, it gave us so much clarity. I mean, you were spot on. And my daughter and I, we still talk about it. Like, how does she know that she could? Especially when you said how he sat with his leg set up and folded his. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
that just like I literally had goosebumps. Like,
Well, thank you for
oh my
liking the
god,
live. We're going to go over a true crime case of a brother that was found in his home um, on the couch. Okay? So, let me see. Do I have the picture? I have to look and see if I have the picture. When I received the picture, did I write his name down? I got like 6 pages on him. Okay, so I was trying to see if I had the picture. I don't have it on me real quick. So this was a young man who was found on his couch, and he had transitioned days before being found, right? And so one of my good friends here on TikTok asked me to look into it because the family thought that there was a girlfriend that was involved in his transition, okay? And so in sitting with the photo, I'll give you the information that I found. So I said that the individual was, and I'm gonna just read you guys the things that were validated by the family. I saw the gentleman as being 6'2", 6'3", relatively tall in height. He was actually 6'5", 6'6", so that makes sense, okay? Um, I said there's something about him in these blue sneakers, like he has on like blue and white sneakers, and I'm trying to figure out what the blue and white sneakers stand for, right? What happens? This man is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. For those of you that know Sigma's colors are royal blue and white. So the blue sneakers make sense, right? Um, he also said at that point that he was a proud Sigma man. And I was like, oh, duh, that makes sense, okay? Um, and so then I said, oh, you're a Sigma, because of course we have these conversations. Hey, Malaysia. And so we're having a conversation, and I speak to spirit telepathically when they're sitting on my couch. The backdrop is behind here, so you can't see it. But when we're sitting there talking, I'm like, oh, so you're a Sigma. So I was like, oh, I'm a Delta. Like, get into it. He was like, that's what's up. So I told the family that when I told him I was a Delta, he said, that's what's up. And they were like, oh my God, that's like his favorite line. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what he would always say. Okay. So then I asked him if I had his permission to tap into his energy. Of course, he said yes. And then he wanted to let me know that he loved his daughter. He loved his significant other, BKA his wife or his lady. So they confirmed that yes, he had a daughter, and yes, he had a significant other. And the thing about this reading in particular is that I don't know if you all are aware, is that when you read energy, when you tap into energy, just like if someone says, hey, do you mind if I tap into your energy? Give me permission to tap into your energy. When you're tapping into someone else's energy, it also depletes your own energy. And in conversing with friends and family and even his family after the reading, girl, get off my line talking about Timu. What I did not know is that during the reading, I was completely exhausted. When I tell you that I fell asleep during the reading, I literally put my head against this thing and just laid back for a second, not realizing that this was all tied to the case. This gentleman told me he wasn't feeling good, severe sweats, cold, hot sweats, tossing and turning while he was sitting on that couch. Okay. What he also said was that it was a combination and a multitude of things. Now stay with me now. Remember that I was sleepy. I felt drowsy. I could not keep my eyes open. And so what he proceeded to tell me was that he had taken a multitude of over-the-counter drugs to, like, for instance, he said, well, if I take this particular drug or this particular pill, this is going to help with the pain in my knee. But if I take this particular pill, this is going to help with my nasal congestion. You see what I'm saying? And so when I confirmed, I was like, well, he said this, family. What does that mean? And that's when the family turned around and was like, that would explain why everybody kept saying he was so drowsy and groggy and out of it. He had transferred that energy to me. I literally fell asleep with my head back on this backdrop, trying to tap into his energy. I could not hold my head up. I could not drink any water. I literally, I couldn't do anything. I was so exhausted. And what that taught me in that moment was that he was showing me what he felt before he laid down on the couch and transitioned. Okay. I see you, Blessed by T. So the other thing, is that he showed me was, I asked him about his association with his fraternity, which is Phi Beta Sigma. And I kept saying, what is it about Quiet Storm? What is it about Quiet Storm? He's telling me that he's a quiet storm. And I was asking the family, does this mean that he gets low, but then all of a sudden he blows up? And the family was like, no. His line name was Quiet Storm. So on the back of all of his Phi Beta Sigma paraphernalia, it says Quiet Storm on the back. Yeah, the list is open. So that was confirmation for me. And then he told me that he was with two people. Or there were two significant females in his life. His daughter and his niece is what I learned during the phone call with the family, is that the most important women in his life, one was his daughter and one was his niece. So the family confirmed for me who the two females were. I asked him, was he aware that he was transitioning in that moment once he laid on that couch after feeling drowsy, after being groggy, not being able to stand, not being able to withstand everything that was going on in his body when he laid down? Was he aware that he was transitioning? And what he told me was that, or what he showed me was that he grabbed his chest in the midst of laying down on the couch. That to me indicates some sort of either like a heart attack or heart failure of sorts. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they take me to the chest, it's a heart or lung issue. So I asked him, was it a calculated event? Meaning, did somebody contribute to you transitioning on the couch? Or was this something that you did on your own? We getting there, KG. We getting there. And so what he told me was, regardless of who purchased it, I took it. So I'm taking full responsibility. And I asked him, I said, okay, so you're taking full responsibility for taking the cocktail of medication, right? Right. But was it intentional? And he said, no, it was accidental. I had plans. I had things to do. I had to go to work the next day. I simply didn't show up because of the cocktail, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So, or I'll just say this, the mixture. I won't say cocktail. I'll say mixture. Okay. Stay with me. So then I said, well, if your family's looking for answers, where can they look exactly? And he said they can look under the bathroom sink. And so in talking to the family, I was talking to his sister specifically. She indicated that the family was not allowed to come on site to the crime scene. They were not allowed in the house. They were not allowed to gather his belongings. They were not allowed to do anything aside from seeing him once they moved his body to either the medical examiner's office or the funeral home. Okay. So they never got a chance to check and see what was under the bathroom sink. So then I asked him, what speculation? So then I asked him, I said, well, what is the big deal about your transition? Like, what is it about your transition that has people thinking or questioning that it could be a true crime case? And what he said was there was speculation because of where he was and how he was found. Okay. Do I get to the part? Okay. So I asked him, what was his reason for showing up today? Because a lot of times Spirit shows up and you want to ask Spirit, hey, you know, are you okay being here? Hey, Jamar. He was on the couch. They found him on the couch. They found him on the couch, but the way they found him on the couch is the kicker, okay? So he was on the couch, laying on his side without any shoes or socks on. Was there a pillow? No pillow, and I think she said no shirt. Okay? That's how he was found on the couch. So I'm going to get to that. So he said he was showing up. I asked him why he was showing up for his family in this particular reading, because sometimes I'm just curious to know. Like, some spirits won't even interact with you if they don't feel comfortable with you. So it is strange, right, Joyce? But wait, I'm about to get to it. And so he started to cry. He got emotional. And he said that, you know, he basically like had to come clean and to just let people know, to reassure people, like to stop blaming the girlfriend that he was with and things like that, because he did it. Like he kept taking ownership. I did this, right? The toxicology report just came back and they just had his stomach contents, which where they were able to indicate the time of death. You know what I'm saying? So we went to double check, you know, the kitchen cabinets. They couldn't check the kitchen cabinets. I told them to double check his purchases or his purchase statements. They said they had that and didn't see anything strange. So then I asked him, I said, well, do you have an overall message for the family? His message was, I came, I saw, I conquered. My legacy speaks volumes from boys to men. It was worth it and I'd do it again, right? So let me say that again. I came, I saw, I conquered. My legacy speaks volume from boys to men. It was worth it and I'd do it again. And I sat there and said, this nigga a rapper? Cause them bars, hold on. I said that rhymes. And then talking to the family, they're like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. He loved music and he loved to rap and he loved rap music. And I'm sitting there like, not this man got me quoting bars, bro. Not this man got me. So I was like, oh, he's speaking to me like through music. Okay, that makes sense. So I asked him what exactly happened with the medical cocktail. And he said that it started with anxiety. And he said again, knowing what I know, knowing where I am, I fully accept my mistake, my bad, right? So then I said, well, is there a message for the family, or what exactly do you want the family to do, or what do you want the family to know? And what he said, hey, she knows, and what he said was, I want my family to live for me. I want them to participate in my favorite things. I want them to participate in my favorite sayings, my favorite catchphrases. And in the event that they have a picnic or a family reunion, celebrate me in my life in that moment. Again, I'm taking full accountability and responsibility for who I am and what I've done. He also said, please forgive me. My bad, y'all. Again, sometimes when they cross over, they take full accountability and they want everyone to know how remorseful they are for the decision that they made in order for them to get to the other side. They don't understand how their transition, especially if it's kind of like a self-inflicted transition, how that impacts the people that stay behind that love them. Now that he's on the other side and he can see in spirit how his transition has affected his family, he's very apologetic for that, okay? What else did he say to me? He said to make sure that his daughter was taken care of. And he also, you know, the way he sat with arms. So the way he was sitting on the couch was, you know, very professional. He had the one right leg like crossed over. You know, you cross your leg sideways like the ankle is on your knee. So he was sitting like that. Hey, Neve. He was sitting like that, like holding his leg, like a professional conversation. And they were like, oh my God, he used to sit like that all the time. So I'm like, well, I'm just telling you how he's sitting talking to me. So that's definitely his energy. Oh no, you fine, babe. I'm almost done now. So then he mentioned that, you know, you got me for life. Trust the process. And then he mentioned that he was upset that he didn't have a chance to go to Breezy Bowl. And I think when he transitioned, Breezy Bowl was in his state or his city around that time. And so, sis, you want to come up, or you want to come up to talk about it really quickly? Because I was just about to tell them what actually happened. Or you want to hold off? Because I just literally just finished. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all. So, mind you, how I say he was found, right? He was on the couch, no shoes, no socks. I think he had no shirt on. She can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And what I found out, right? Listen, remember, full accountability. He did this to himself. He said no one else was involved. What I learned in the conversation with the family is that one, he had a substance abuse situation going on. Okay. That's one. I do believe there was also a hairspray can next to the couch. I believe. Hey, it's Q official. So I don't know if you all are aware, when people huff, that's when they take the can and inhale the fumes from the cans and actually get a buzz off of it. So on the couch, no socks, no shoes, the can next to the couch, okay? And they kept saying, well, we don't understand why. Okay, hit the guess button. They kept saying, we don't understand why he didn't have any shoes or socks on and it's cold in the area and things like that. The guess button is next to where you comment the red and pink or the pink and blue person. And so, come to find out, with the substance abuse issue, because he was ashamed of his substance abuse issue, he didn't have on any shoes and socks because he was shooting up in between his toes. So that, in conjunction, is what happened, which is why he takes full responsibility. So this true crime wasn't necessarily, I'm bringing you up, sis, wasn't necessarily a case of someone being done wrong or something actually happened, someone else actually causing the transition. Hey, honey. We can't hear you. No.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go.
I was like, wait, what happened?
So this was your
everybody.
brother. This is your brother, right?
Yes, the baby.
Yes, the baby brother. What was his name again? I was trying to find my notes.
Thomas.
I don't know why they had Thomas at the top of my page. So I don't know what I told them I gave them the whole reading, everything that we talked about. So I don't know if you want to add to it or,
There's really, can you guys hear me okay? I have this fan on.
I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Because I just ran in here. Go ahead, I gotta get you.
Bye.
But there's really nothing more that I want to add outside of the fact that your reading helped my family significantly.
Good.
I mean, it gave us so much clarity. I mean, you were spot on. And my daughter and I, we still talk about it. Like, how does she know that she could? Especially when you said how he sat with his legs set up and folded his. I'm like, that just like I literally had goosebumps. Like,
oh, good.
So I mean, I want to thank you, just for helping us,
right.
to make some sense of this because it didn't make like he's a chef, he's a very upstanding citizen. He has an amazing career, a beautiful family. He's doing amazing for himself.
Mm-hmm.
But addiction has no tax bracket or no
right.
It is what it is.
Right.
But everything that you said to us was spot on, and I just want to say to the chat, this woman is real. There was nothing rehearsed. Like, she's not asking us questions like, well, did he? And in fact, if she has a question, she's like, no, don't give me details. Like, I just need a very specific, don't elaborate on it. So this woman's the truth.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate it.
Look, right now I'm getting a lump in my throat. Like, oh my god.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, then you all came in and put the pieces together because, of course, like I told y'all, it doesn't make any sense to me what I hear and what I see until you all come in and validate it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it wasn't until when we talked about the shoes and socks being off, I was like, he was hiding it in between his toes. That makes sense.
And something else that really stood out to me. He's my baby brother. He's the baby of five.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Sigma. So he that jacket. He wears that jacket proud, and everybody knows monsoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that it had. Okay, what was the other?
Quiet
What was it?
storm.
I had no idea that was on his jacket, and
Mm-hmm.
and I've examined this jacket over and over. I mean, from the time he put it on, like
Mm-hmm.
just a number of times, and I never saw that. And my daughter immediately, she's like, "No, his jacket has quiet storm on it,"
Yeah, she
and then she
did.
sent me a picture of it. I'm like, I never saw that. Like, ain't no way in hell you could have known that, like, without knowing this.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I didn't even know what chapter he was in, let alone he was a Sigma. I mean, it came up, but I was just like, I didn't even know where to find him if I wanted to look him up. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You have to look in the database. You have to look up by first and last name. I didn't have any of that.
Right.
So yeah.
So,
I'm trying to think what else. I know your daughter was close to him. We talked about that. How is she doing today? How's she any
she's
better?
actually she is, as far as Thomas and understanding, like, it's like you can kind of see her heart smiling a little,
Okay,
the weight has
good.
been lifted. Um, so she's starting to be okay with that and kind of move past that as best she
Okay,
can.
good.
But then, of course, still on the other side, losing Adrian. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'm getting over this. This is good, or this is like it makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, and then like I said, we can always talk about because for those of you that don't remember, Adrian is your grandbaby, right?
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, Adrian came through. Did you win a chance to come up, or did I do spirit led? You had a chance to come
No,
up.
you called. I came online and you were like, "Sis, you ready?" Like, and
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, yeah, you came up
like
right. So
I've
her
been wanting to, but I just didn't have the nerve. And it was like,
right.
"Sis, you ready?" Like, you knew I wanted to be in this space
Mm-hmm.
and hear what
Yeah, I gotta
you.
catch y'all when y'all coming to live. Those of you that need to hear that, I gotta catch y'all when y'all coming. I gotta kind of bully
Hmm.
y'all into coming up. But
Right.
yeah, she came up and her grandbaby came through who had recently transitioned, who is her daughter's, which is the uncle's, which is Thomas's favorite niece. They had a really close relationship. So
Yeah.
to actually end up talking to mom and the grandbaby came through like months ago. That was kind of good. Like whenever she's ready, we can sit down and talk about the baby. Just whenever she's ready though. I
Yeah.
gotta bully y'all, blessed by T. I
And
gotta
I think
bless. Yeah, go ahead.
because I'm going out there next week, like, over
Okay.
the holidays. I'm, I'm gonna be out there for about 2 3 weeks just to spend some time with my babies. And
Okay.
I think while we're together out
Yeah.
there,
Set it
she'll
up. Set it
she'll
up. We
want
can
to, because
set it up. We can
because
all hop
just
on.
her by herself right there, like,
Yeah.
she's like,
And
Mom,
she'll
how
have
is
the
it?
support. She'll have the
Oh,
support too. Yeah.
exactly,
So
exactly.
that'll work. I'm trying to think, was there anything else that you wanted to add about Thomas? I think I went over all the
No,
notes.
you covered everything. I mean,
Okay.
like, as if you were sitting right there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my god,
Now he's
that's
a sweetheart still. And again, for me, it was him taking the accountability that I liked the most because
right.
he wanted to ease y'all mind and like clear the thought that there was anybody else or there was some sort of sabotage or someone had
Yeah,
done something to him. So
yeah,
I'm sure that was a relief as well for you all to know that he wasn't
yeah.
done dirty.
Definitely, because a relief for us and a relief for them as well. Because
Mm-hmm.
we was about to be
Right.
okay.
That girl didn't know what she was in store for. Po thing. Po thing. She didn't know y'all
Yeah,
was coming for.
right.
She didn't
Like,
know.
yeah, you up next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
So
nah,
yeah,
she didn't. She had nothing to do with it. He wanted to make sure he was clear on that. Well, that's all I had. I just wanted you to come up just to have your moment to talk
yeah.
about it.
Thank you, thank you. I
Yeah, you're
truly
welcome.
appreciate you.
Of course. And if, of course, you, your daughter, anybody has any questions, y'all can always reach out and we can go from there. Okay.
Okay.
All
All
right. Well,
right.
thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you for
much.
sending the energy for me. You're welcome. And I'll talk to you soon.
All
Okay.
right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, sis.